So it's a great pleasure, and I have a pleasant afternoon to meet all of you. I thank God Almighty given opportunity to meet the young talented people today. I'm so fortunate and thanking God Almighty once again during this pandemic situations. So we'll get before getting to the topic, the COVID-19. So this is the word every day, even every human being we have pronouncing every day in our home and in our life. So it's going to be the aptitude word or a trending word, I can say, the COVID-19, the coronavirus. You take a responsibility and protect your family and spread awareness across the society. Start from your home and to the neighbors and to the family friends and to your relatives, then to your locality, then it cross your social areas. Likewise, we have to protect and please create an awareness to take vaccination, because so much of people in India, they are still denied to take a vaccination because of the side effects. But the World Health Organization has approved that if you take vaccination, it will definitely it will protect your lives. Definitely, there is no doubt about it. Even though if you got after the vaccination, if you got COVID-19, you have very few what you can say symptoms, or you have some few that affection should not be that much there. That's what the doctors are predicting. So we'll go with that because we are believing doctor. That's why they are the highest professionals in the world. Whatever the doctor says, we'll believe, right? We will treat their professional as equal to God. Okay. So with this word, I'm going to get into the subject, what we are going to talk about today, how much it has affected in education sector students. This is what we are going to discuss. So first we'll go with the what impact it has created in the higher education, and it comes to the employment and how it has been recovered, and what are all the skills you need to require, how you need to fill the gaps, because COVID-19, it is not a danger one. It is going to be there. It is going to create a lot of positive impact on our life. That's how you need to take up. Okay. So it won't affect our lives. Sometimes if you take in a positive way, it will create a lot of opportunity in our life. Okay, then especially being an IT students, the COVID-19 situation, it has created a tremendous changes in IT industry, because I want to say, tell you, the only one industry, even in the pandemic situation across the globe, it's shining like anything. It is only the IT industry, DS. Okay, so you are also fortunate, you have been chosen in IT industry. Then when you come out, now you are in the second year, when you come out in the year 2023, definitely you will have a multiple flying colors on your job proficiency. That's what I need to wish. So don't worry, because of the COVID-19, you will get so much of impact. Nothing like that. All it's going to be the opportunity only. So where you need to concentrate, that's what the focus areas we are going to discuss. This is what all about we are going to discuss today, students. So that what is the impact? Definitely, we all should agree with that. We need to get into the era of digital transformation. Just imagine we are sitting in the class and we welcome the staff members. They used to take in the board and we have a very lively interactions, right? That we are missing. What to do, dears? We have to come across this way. Okay, no way, because we need to answer for the reality, and whatever we are getting, we should give it back, right? So that's what it's happening around the world in the COVID-19 situation at the pandemic time. So anyway, we are entering into the digital transformation. So how far the people are educated, how far the staff members are educated, and they have an awareness, how students are get ready to go for digital transformation in the COVID platform. In the pandemic areas. So how they have realized, that's what now we are going to think. So please keep thinking how we are shifting the digital to be being digital. So thinking digital, it is easy, and should be being digital, it is going to be somewhat, it is not acceptable, right? Though we are having a virtual meet and we have a Google Classroom for submitting your assignments and submitting your test reports and all uploading things, and we have lot of instant relay chat softwares, and we are enjoying all the smart mobile phone functionalities with social media, and we are spending time like anything. But being digital, it is going to be somewhat difficult also during the COVID-19 situation, how it has created an impact. So only things the 21st century, it has to take in a new way. Because if you take 100 years before, the swine flu, that we can say it as a Spanish flu, it has been attacked all over the European continent, and most of the European countries being affected by the Spanish flu. So it exactly 1912, we can say, during the time of Second World War. So during that time only, these kind of pandemic situation people have faced across the globe, and especially in the Europe continent, it has most affected. Not like coronavirus, how it has affected the entire globe, because now we have a global connectivity, and everywhere you can travel and so many things. But you just imagine 100 years before. So those period itself, whatever we have followed, they have implied in a consecutive manner. You know that all the Europe continent countries are more educated countries. People are all educated. They have easily come across from the Spanish flu. But just imagine, like India, our country, how many people are educated? How many of them not educated? The ratio is very big, students. So managing this kind of pandemic situation, it is a really tough task to any kind of government like our country. Okay, so in that, as a student in engineering education, what are all the possibility we need to make up, and we need to wake up for doing innovative ways of acquiring education at all levels. Okay, so definitely you cannot do a very short cakewalk or catwalk. It is very important thing in our life, because nobody will dare to monitoring you. Even now, I'm taking a class as a lecture or webinar. I don't know, I'm not sure how much of them you are actively listening, and how much of them you are visually connected. Visual means that imaginary part. How many of them you are visually connected, physically appeared. So it is keep guessing, right? Only if you have analyzed it as being digital, it is important for me, then only this challenge will come over. Okay, so just we'll have a look at how it has been impacted in the education. If you take the children and the youth out of the schools due to COVID-19, if you take 89% of the world student population as of March 2020, the survey I have taken from this web. So including 743 million girls and 1.52 billion children and youth, they have dropped out from the schools. Just imagine if the pandemic situation, it goes keep. And if you take from the NEET, it is not our NEET, it is a national assessment for the worldwide WHO. It has predicted 267 million. That means out of three, 2 young women are dropping the education. So this is it's a very dangerous curve what the COVID impact has created. I am not talking about our country, it's going to be the global. Just especially you just think about the Africa continent, then most of the countries in Africa continent, they have dropped. Okay, so if you take a COVID-19 impact education for lost schooling, so more than 180 countries mandatory temporary school closures, leaving nearly 1.6 billion children and youth out of school. 5 months of school closures could result in the loss of 0.6 years of schooling just for the quality. I don't know how it is going to be the end. Even if it is schooling means, I'm talking about all the higher education and college level. That's what. So how much lost learning it is there? Not being able to attend school has two learning impacts. Only the two things: the children don't have an opportunity to learn, and children forget what they had learned. That is the important questions there. Even now, even in the engineering education, we are all in the city, and we are all somewhat, we have got so much highlighted points in Tamil Nadu, especially people got so much of awareness, and especially the students, those who are admitted in engineering, definitely they have a very good background. But that is also not 80% students. Only 60% of students, the families are educated and they are well aware about all this pandemic situation. Even for the engineering students, the remaining 40% of students, they are still struggling to attend the online classes and follow up and making the speed of the internet connectivity in India, where they are living in the rural place. Even if you take in Tamil Nadu, I'm talking about. Okay, so if you take COVID-19 impact on education, it is it's going to be taken at the global education's level in the billion. Just you take it as given from the UNESCO, and then how much it has been struggling for educations. Okay, So this is what really it is hurting us, and you need to have an eye opener on education, how it has been impacted. The next, the coronavirus for especially students are studying abroad. So unresponsiveness is 12% and students affected is 27% and 61% students are unaffected. Okay, but just you take it as in the different form of countries, they don't want to be study abroad, 11%, and 90% are other category. That means they don't want to go for an higher study, and 37% pursue education for the next year. They are postponing. They are postponing because of the pandemic situation. Then 33% study in different country. So that is also gradually it has been decreasing. Just you see that before pandemic, 61% of students are not affected, but still the pandemic is continuing for a year long. That this is what is happening. So how much it has been impacted in the education, especially for the abroad students, because of the migration, visa, and every problem, especially if you take up our Indian students, we are in the red zone among the world organization according to the instructions. We are in the red zone. Then slowly we are recovering, but I don't know how much it is going to be. It long extends, because once the third wave comes, we have to be ready. But before that, the vaccination has to be done. That's what it's a big question, dear. Still, the central government is refusing for the dosages of the state governments, and state government is still, they are struggling to take up the dosages for all the public related to the particular state. So I don't know, with before third wave arrives, the vaccination, it won't be done. So definitely we are going to face the third wave also. We need to be ready for that, that this impact, definitely it will affect for the higher education, those who are going for abroad also. So how we need to address for the upskilling and skills gap. So this is the most important point we need to discuss here. So high unemployment will likely increase the skills gap, as an employers won't able to hire everyone back, right? Can afford to pay picky and will favor workers within the future skills, because most of the companies, they are not ready to send the old employees with the salary, with the current salary, without paying any increment or anything, because of saying the reason of pandemic. Once the pandemic situations get over, you will get all the promotions and all the hike in the salary, and in that they have to console, and they need to protect their employees by all the way. They need to take up to the digital transformations also. So they need to educate the employees to the current trend and the future skill. These are all the upskilling idea for all the organization and education sectors. And what all the skill gaps are there that has to be fulfilled. So if we take a skills gap, the divide between an organization's skill needs and the current capabilities of its workforce are for the job seekers. For upskilling, the process of learning new skills, it is a process, right? For learning skill, upskill, you are upgrading, or of teaching workers new skills at their current jobs. Definitely for holding the current job, they need to withstand with the current job and all, they need to upgrade. They need to upgrade for the digital transformation and rethinking. The reskilling is very, very important. Learning new, and in order to perform a different job, because this pandemic situation, you can't stick on to the one job. You need to keep on switch on to the jobs. So why I'm telling, you can ask the questions, right? Students said, now we are getting to the third year. Why we need to think about all those things? You need to think about, because you within one year, you're all going to be employed in MNC, and still the pandemic is continuous. You need to get aware, because when you join as an employee, the pandemic may get over. I wish. But once the pandemic is get over, every company, they will start to recover the employability, and they will start the recovery process, all the revenue recovery process. That time it's going to be a very tough situation. What rather than now the employees of IT industry, they are facing. Now they are facing only the timing issues. Beyond the time they are working in the home. But just imagine, once the pandemic is get over, you being deployed as an employee in IT industry to recover from the revenue process and all other client process. Just imagine how much time they need to get work and how much things they get it from you. Just imagine. So for that, you need to ready students. So for that only, I'm telling you what are all the skills you need to acquire. Mother Teresa used to say again, enjoy the works. When you do the best you can. So when you are in the home, don't feel sad. you are so fortunate to be stay with your family, with your parents and with your siblings. Then enjoy that familyhood and also enjoy your learning, especially IT people. Please do coding. Take a responsibility. We will win in this race of pandemic situation. Definitely, I will assure you, we will come out of this pandemic situation in India also like other countries. Thank you.